Hello. Hi. It has been a minute for me to be active in Toastmasters. This past summer on these different nights and coming up in the fall, I started teaching over at USF, and this is our break, so I get a couple weeks off between teaching, and I want to come back and see all these wonderful faces and look, a whole bunch of new faces. So welcome to some of your first Toastmasters meeting. As Matthew mentioned, I am DaShaunn and I will guide you through your Toastmasters today. So it's breaking into 3 different parts. We're going to start with my theme, which I will introduce after this. Then we're going to have one of our speakers come up and give a great speech. We're going to cheer this person on. Then we're going to do some guest introductions. Don't worry, you'll be okay. I help guide you through the guest introductions. We're going to do this impromptu section called Table Topics. That part is not recorded, as Matthew mentioned. Then we're going to go to our final part, which will be our evaluations, some report outs. Then we will adjourn and have fun afterwards. Okay, any questions from anyone? So today's theme is podcasts. I have a commute to work. I work down in the peninsula. I drive my car down that way. And to keep myself entertained, I listen to podcasts. Yes, on the way back, I might call my mom or my friends, but sometimes people get tired of listening to me on the phone, so I thought I would listen to other people talk. I'm going to go through some of my favorite podcasts. I'm going to ask you what your favorite podcasts are, and then my goal is that when you leave today, maybe you have a new podcast that you might want to try out, listen to on your morning commute, whether it's on the bus, driving your car, going for a walk, or going for a bike ride, as long as you're being safe, because it can be dangerous here riding a bike in the city, which we have learned from some other Toastmaster speakers. I talked about the theme being podcasts, and I was going to talk about some of my favorite podcasts. I listen to the Daily because I want to hear what's going on in the news, the Daily or the Journal. That gives me today's topics and what's going on. Some of the more fun ones I like to listen to, one is called Gastropod. And Gastropod takes a look at food from a history standpoint and from a scientific standpoint. So they'll talk about everything from certain spice in the spice trade, to how cotton candy is made and why it's a phenomenon, to corn and popcorn. So if you're really interested in food and the science behind food and the history, Gastropod is one to check out.